I started my teaching career at a very small private school in Illinois. Taught 7 different classes, so 2 math classes, 4 social studies classes, and a PE class. It was a lot. It was a lot of work, but it was, I think it made me a better planner, and so that helped me in that way. And then coming here to Broadview, this is the second school I've been at, and I absolutely love it. I love working with 8th grade. And if somebody's out there and they don't think that they would like working with middle school, give it a try, because I was definitely a high school all the way until I came here, and I don't know that I'll go back. I am drawn to kids who maybe aren't meeting their full potential, and I work hard with those kids to pull them to a place where they experience success, maybe for the first time in their educational experience, but I want to work with those kids to get them kind of addicted to success academically. The thing that gives me the most joy in teaching is seeing a student develop over the course of a year. So seeing a student being able to do things that they could not do in August. My kids teach mini lessons, and they are up on stage a lot, and we're constantly pushing them to read more complex texts and more complex texts. And so when a kid can do something independently, or they can plan an engaging lesson for their classmates that they just couldn't have done in August, that's the best. We also visit all the kids' homes in the summer before. So I use a couple weeks in August just to drive around the neighborhood and meet the different kids that are going to be in my classes. Because then they already know who I am, they already know my expectations, they already know that we're going to have a great year, they're going to learn a lot, and so they're already kind of on board on day one. But that also gets the parents on board, because they're like, oh, this person is willing to come to my house to talk with me. So I think we can have no stronger team than a student, parent, and teacher all together. The memory or experience that stands out most in my mind from my teaching career so far was I had a very, very difficult class, and I was inexperienced, and so it was a learning year. And so the class, it was one of those days where it just was not working. And so I talked to the class, and I was like, okay, if you are in with me, I need you over here, and we're just gonna work, and the rest of you, just be quiet. It was one of those days. And so when I did that, the class was still a little bit kind of off topic and not focused with me. And I was very, very frustrated. My principal walked in for my evaluation that day. I'm like, perfect, it's gotta be today. But the most powerful moment was this kid, I won't say his name, but he looked at me and he said, just teach me. And it has stuck with me ever since that moment, that you have kids in your room who are dying to learn. And even if the rest of the room just doesn't appear to be that way, there are kids who need us and who need a learning experience and who need an adult who's willing to invest in them. And so when he looked and he just said, just teach me. So he was like, I don't care about the rest of this room. And he wasn't the perfect kid, right? The next day he was whatever. But that day, he just said, just teach me. And it was the coolest moment, and it will stick with me forever.